Leg cramps, especially nighttime leg cramps, are more than just annoying, they can be absolutely agonizing. Imagine finally drifting off to sleep after a long day and suddenly being jolted awake by a stabbing pain in your calf. It's not just a small spasm, it's a full-blown Charlie horse that feels like your muscles are being twisted and locked in place. If you live in the United States, chances are you've experienced this at least once in your life, and if you deal with it regularly, you're definitely not alone. Millions of Americans across the United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia struggle with leg cramps every week. And what is even more frustrating is that they often don't know why it keeps happening. Doctors in the U.S. often brush off leg cramps unless they're tied to a known condition. But for most people, the root cause can be traced back to mineral imbalances, poor hydration, or certain medications. The good news is that real relief doesn't necessarily have to come from a bottle of pills or painful stretching sessions. It can actually start with your plate. Bananas are often the first food that comes to mind when people think about stopping leg cramps, and for good reason. They're loaded with potassium, which is one of the key electrolytes your muscles need to contract and relax properly. But what most people don't realize is that potassium doesn't work alone. You can eat 5 bananas a day, but if you're low in magnesium or sodium, your cramps might still haunt you. That's why athletes across the United States are now using bananas as part of a broader cramp prevention plan, not the entire plan. And if you've ever wondered why bananas seem to help sometimes and do nothing other times, it could be that you're eating them without balancing the other minerals your body needs. In states like Texas and Florida, where heat waves are common, people sweat out so much potassium and magnesium that a banana barely puts a dent in what has been lost. That's when even high-potassium foods like bananas might not be enough to stop the cramping. Sweet potatoes are a powerful, often overlooked cramp-fighting food that deliver more than double the potassium of bananas. They're also rich in magnesium and calcium, which play a direct role in helping muscle fibers relax. Many Americans in southern states include sweet potatoes in their meals almost daily, often without knowing how beneficial they are for leg cramp prevention. This starchy root is particularly valuable for people who exercise regularly or work physically demanding jobs, like construction or nursing, where muscle fatigue builds up fast. The combination of potassium, magnesium, and complex carbohydrates in sweet potatoes helps replenish glycogen stores while supporting smooth muscle function. One study conducted on older adults in the United Kingdom found that adding magnesium-rich foods like sweet potatoes into the diet reduced muscle cramp frequency within just 2 weeks. If you're dealing with nighttime leg cramps, eating a baked sweet potato in the evening may make a difference you can literally feel overnight. Avocados are more than just trendy toast toppings. They are one of the most nutrient-dense foods you can eat to combat leg cramps. One medium avocado delivers around 975 milligrams of potassium, along with high amounts of magnesium and healthy fats that help reduce muscle inflammation. People in Canada have started recognizing avocados not just for their heart health benefits, but also for their role in easing cramping during pregnancy and after workouts. Many women in the U.S. who experience restless legs during the 3rd trimester report fewer cramps when they eat half an avocado each day. The monounsaturated fats in avocados help regulate nerve signals and reduce the likelihood of misfiring muscle contractions. In areas of California where avocados are grown in abundance, they've long been used in traditional remedies for treating muscle tension and stiffness. If you're someone who struggles with tension in your legs after long hours of standing, avocados could offer more help than a magnesium supplement ever will. Spinach is a dark, leafy green that doesn't get enough credit for its role in supporting muscle health and preventing cramps. A single cup of cooked spinach delivers a hefty dose of magnesium, potassium, and calcium, which together help reduce neuromuscular excitability, the overreaction of nerves that often leads to cramping. In Canada, dietitians often recommend spinach to older adults who are at higher risk for mineral deficiencies due to poor absorption or medication use. Many blood pressure medications and diuretics, commonly prescribed in the United States, can deplete magnesium and potassium levels, setting the stage for painful cramps. Incorporating spinach into your meals a few times a week can help protect against this. It's especially important for people taking statins or diuretics, two drug classes frequently linked to nighttime leg cramps. If you've ever felt your legs tightening up after taking your meds, spinach might be a game changer. And unlike supplements, spinach also offers fiber, vitamin K, and antioxidants that promote overall vascular health, which is essential for muscle oxygenation and recovery. Greek yogurt is not just good for your gut, it is also a serious contender when it comes to reducing leg cramps. Loaded with calcium, potassium, and magnesium, it supports proper muscle function while also aiding digestion. Many Americans consume Greek yogurt for protein, but not enough people realize how effective it is for replenishing post-exercise electrolytes, especially for those following low-carb or high-protein diets. Athletes and gym-goers in the United Kingdom often eat Greek yogurt after intense training sessions, not just for the protein hit, but for the mineral content that soothes muscle tension. For people who deal with leg cramps after running, lifting, or long periods of walking, Greek yogurt can be a natural recovery aid that also supports muscle repair. Some studies even show that people who consume dairy regularly have lower levels of inflammation markers, which may explain why they report fewer muscle spasms. If you're someone who avoids dairy, you can still benefit from calcium-rich plant-based yogurts, but be sure they're fortified, especially if you live in the United States, where dairy is a major calcium source in most diets. Watermelon is more than just a refreshing summer fruit. It is a hydration powerhouse that can directly help reduce the risk of leg cramps. In the United States, dehydration is a major and often overlooked cause of leg cramps, especially among older adults, athletes, and those living in hot climates. Watermelon is over 90% water, making it an ideal food to support hydration, but it also contains potassium and magnesium. Many people in states like Arizona and Nevada, where temperatures regularly exceed 100 degrees, experience cramps due to fluid and electrolyte loss. Watermelon can help replenish both at once. What makes it unique is its high content of L-citrulline, an amino acid that helps improve blood flow by supporting nitric oxide production. This improved circulation helps deliver more oxygen and nutrients to muscles, reducing the frequency and severity of cramping. In Canada and Australia, watermelon juice is even used by endurance athletes as a recovery drink. And in the United Kingdom, studies have found that drinking watermelon juice post-exercise can significantly lower muscle soreness, which is often a precursor to cramping. Oranges and orange juice are widely available across the United States and offer a powerful combination of hydration, potassium, and vitamin C, which together play a critical role in maintaining healthy muscle tissue and nerve function. Vitamin C is essential for collagen production, and collagen is what helps keep your connective tissues and muscles strong and flexible. A potassium-rich orange or a glass of orange juice can help correct slight imbalances in electrolyte levels that often cause those sudden leg spasms, especially in people who don't eat enough fruits and vegetables. In hospitals across the United States, patients who are recovering from illness and experiencing muscle weakness are often given juice-based nutrition packs to help replenish depleted minerals. People on restricted diets, especially low-carb or ketogenic diets, sometimes lose potassium through diuresis, rapid water loss, making them more prone to cramps. Oranges can help fix that gap. In Australia, people working long hours in the sun, like farmers or laborers, often use orange juice to hydrate and prevent cramps from setting in. It is not just sugar. It is critical replenishment in an accessible form that also supports immune function. Pumpkin seeds are a compact and potent cramp-fighting snack loaded with magnesium, zinc, and iron. In the United States, many people are magnesium deficient and don't even realize it, largely due to processed food diets and depleted soil. Even those who try to eat healthy might not be getting enough, and muscle cramps are one of the first warning signs. Just 1 ounce of pumpkin seeds delivers nearly 40% of the daily recommended intake of magnesium, making them one of the best plant-based sources of this essential mineral. In Canada and the United Kingdom, health experts often recommend pumpkin seeds to people experiencing frequent nighttime leg cramps, especially those who also deal with poor sleep or anxiety. Magnesium helps calm the nervous system, and when the nerves are relaxed, muscles follow. Iron is another reason pumpkin seeds shine. Low iron levels reduce oxygen delivery to the muscles, which can trigger spasms, especially during or after exertion. Women in the United States, especially those of childbearing age or with heavy menstrual cycles, are often iron deficient and may notice their cramps worsen as a result. Incorporating pumpkin seeds daily, even just a tablespoon, can make a noticeable difference in muscle performance and overall energy. Dark chocolate might sound like an indulgence, but high-quality, minimally processed dark chocolate is rich in magnesium and flavonoids that support healthy circulation. In fact, studies conducted in the United Kingdom show that people who consume moderate amounts of dark chocolate daily experience better blood vessel flexibility and reduced inflammation, both of which contribute to lower cramp risk. In the United States, where stress levels are often high and many adults deal with chronic inflammation from poor diet or lack of exercise, dark chocolate can offer a dual benefit. It supports vascular health and provides essential minerals. But the key is choosing chocolate with at least 70% cocoa content and avoiding those packed with added sugar or dairy, which can work against the benefits. Magnesium is crucial for proper muscle function, and dark chocolate delivers it in a delicious, accessible way that encourages compliance. For those who struggle to take supplements or forget to eat greens, a square or two of dark chocolate in the evening could support muscle relaxation and help prevent those painful nighttime cramps. Beans, especially black beans and lentils, are excellent plant-based sources of potassium, magnesium, and calcium. These minerals are key in preventing involuntary muscle contractions, yet beans are often underused in the standard American diet. In areas across the United States where plant-based eating is becoming more popular, beans are making a strong comeback not just for their protein content, but for their mineral richness. In states like California and Oregon, where more people follow vegetarian or vegan diets, beans are a staple that supports both energy levels and muscle recovery. 1 cup of black beans delivers nearly 30% of the recommended daily magnesium intake, along with plenty of potassium and a decent amount of calcium. These nutrients are especially important for people who don't consume dairy or who have digestive issues that reduce absorption of minerals. In the United Kingdom and Canada, health professionals often recommend beans to patients recovering from illness or surgery to help rebuild muscle and restore electrolyte balance. The fiber content also helps regulate blood sugar levels, which can indirectly reduce inflammation, a hidden factor that can trigger cramps in some individuals. Whole grains like quinoa, brown rice, and oats support leg cramp prevention in multiple ways by delivering a wide spectrum of B vitamins, magnesium, and trace minerals. In the United States, refined grains dominate the food supply, and this processing strips away the outer bran layer where most of the nutrients are found. That's one reason leg cramps are more common among people who rely heavily on white bread, pasta, and rice. Whole grains help restore what is missing by offering slow-burning carbohydrates that maintain energy levels while also replenishing muscle-supportive minerals. Quinoa, in particular, is a complete protein and delivers all 9 essential amino acids, along with magnesium and iron. This combination is ideal for supporting the tiny muscle contractions that occur all day long as we walk, climb stairs, or even sit for long periods. In Australia and the United Kingdom, whole grain consumption is linked to lower inflammation markers, and studies have found that individuals who consume whole grains regularly experience fewer muscle spasms and better recovery after physical exertion. For people in the United States trying to reduce their reliance on supplements, simply switching from white rice to brown rice or adding oats to their morning routine can start making a difference in just a week or two. Potatoes, especially when eaten with the skin, are one of the richest natural sources of potassium and a critical food for preventing leg cramps, yet they are unfairly demonized in many modern diets. In the United States, where low-carb and keto diets are heavily marketed, people often cut out potatoes without realizing what they're losing. One medium-baked potato with the skin contains over 900 milligrams of potassium, nearly double what you get from a banana. Potassium is essential for maintaining the electrical activity of muscles, and when levels drop, cramping becomes much more likely. Many Americans on restrictive diets begin experiencing cramps, fatigue, or irregular heartbeats, not knowing they're suffering from hypokalemia, low potassium. In hospitals throughout the United Kingdom and Canada, potassium loss due to dehydration, diuretics, or illness is a major concern, and patients are often given potassium-rich foods like potatoes to restore balance. The skin also provides magnesium and iron, which work together to support oxygen delivery and nerve signaling. For people who work physically demanding jobs or athletes pushing their limits, skipping potatoes can have real physical consequences, especially if other sources of potassium are also limited. Tomatoes and tomato-based products like tomato juice, sauces, and soups can be powerful tools in cramp prevention due to their high potassium and antioxidant content. In hot states like Arizona, Texas, and Florida, people frequently experience leg cramps due to heat-induced electrolyte loss, and tomato juice has proven itself as a reliable replenisher. 1 cup of tomato juice provides over 500 milligrams of potassium along with vitamin C and lycopene, a potent antioxidant that helps reduce inflammation in the muscles and blood vessels. In Canada, where cold weather and long periods of indoor inactivity can lead to poor circulation, tomato-based meals are often recommended to stimulate blood flow and protect muscle tissue from oxidative stress. In the United States, especially among older adults, many turn to tomato juice after experiencing cramping related to statin use, a common side effect of cholesterol-lowering medications. The lycopene in tomatoes has also been shown in studies to reduce the intensity of muscle stiffness after exertion, which helps explain why so many Americans feel better after consuming tomato-heavy meals post-workout. Nuts like almonds, cashews, and pistachios are compact mineral bombs that supply magnesium, calcium, and potassium, all in a single handful. Muscle cramps are often triggered when any one of these minerals drops below threshold, which happens more frequently than most people in the United States realize. Magnesium is especially critical, as it regulates neuromuscular transmission, the way nerves signal muscles to contract and relax. If magnesium is too low, the nerve keeps firing, which can cause painful, sustained cramps. In the United Kingdom, patients suffering from chronic muscle spasms often respond well to simple dietary adjustments, like adding magnesium-rich snacks, such as almonds or cashews. In the U.S., magnesium deficiency is widespread due to reliance on processed foods, and nuts can offer an easy and effective way to correct this. Cashews also contain small amounts of zinc and iron, both necessary for proper oxygenation of muscle tissues. Pistachios, often called the complete snack, contain a balance of electrolytes, protein, and antioxidants. In Canada and Australia, nutritionists recommend pistachios for people recovering from surgery or illness when muscle weakness and cramping are common. Beets and beet juice have been gaining popularity in the United States fitness and health communities for their vascular supporting properties, which directly influence muscle function and cramp prevention. Beets are high in nitrates, which convert into nitric oxide in the body and help dilate blood vessels, improving blood flow to the muscles. Better circulation means better delivery of potassium, magnesium, and oxygen. 3 things muscles need to function properly without spasming. In studies done in Australia and the United Kingdom, beet juice was shown to significantly improve muscle performance and reduce soreness, especially in athletes and older adults. Beets also contain folate and iron, essential for red blood cell production. Without enough red blood cells, oxygen delivery to tissues declines, making leg muscles more vulnerable to fatigue-induced cramping. For Americans who experience leg cramps during or after exercise, beet juice before a workout has been found to help not only with endurance, but also with faster recovery. Many people have also reported fewer cramps at night after consuming cooked beets at dinner, thanks to the steady release of blood flow-enhancing nutrients that continue to work even during sleep.